In Corinthians, Paul says, women should remain silent in the churches. They are not allowed to speak, but must be in submission, as the law says. If they want to inquire about something, they should ask their own husbands at home, for it is disgraceful for a woman to speak in church. Or do you think that the word of God originated with you? Are you the only people it has reached? If anyone thinks they are a prophet or otherwise gifted by the Spirit, let them acknowledge that what I am writing to you is the Lord's command. Let them acknowledge that what I am writing to you is the Lord's command. That Lord is Jesus. That's Jesus Christ, the man that we all as Christians say is our King, that we all claim to obey. That's his command. Women should not speak in church. And guess what? It doesn't matter if you agree with it. It doesn't matter if I agree with it. It doesn't matter if anyone agrees with it. Jesus commands it. He commands women to be silent, as they were under the law. Look, Paul talks over and over and over and over again about how we're not under the law of Moses. We are under the law of Christ, which is love one another. And this is the role that God has given to women. This is the love that God has given them, the task to love their husbands and to love men and to love the church in this way, by being silent in church, by being in submission. Elsewhere, Paul talks about the role of women. He says that older women, women who are mature in the faith, should teach younger women. That is who women should teach. They should not teach the church at large, but women should teach other women. Women who are mature in the faith should teach younger women, and they should teach them to be subject to their husbands, to be in submission to their husbands. This is how God has called women to love the world, to be good keepers of their homes, to be good mothers. You're to love your children. You're to do good works. You're to submit to your husband. This is how God has called women to love. And it doesn't matter what the world says. The world rails against this with every single fiber of their being. They hate what God says. They hate it. They hate it. They hate it. And it doesn't matter whether you agree with it or not. If you're calling yourself a Christian, you've got to obey Jesus. You've got to obey the commands that he gave us. Women, you need to behave this way. And men, if you're a pastor, if there's a woman speaking in your church, if there's a pastor in your church who's a woman, get out of there. Get out of there. They're not Christians. They're not Christians. They're liars. They're not obeying Christ. They're obeying the world. They're obeying the world. That's the devil's kingdom. This is what he wants. It's what he did on page 1 of the Bible, and he's still doing it today.